My dearest child, today I want to share with you the profound, life-changing power of forgiveness. In a world where pain and hurt often seem inevitable, forgiveness emerges as one of the most powerful expressions of love and compassion that you can extend to yourself and others. Forgiveness is not only a gift that liberates those who are forgiven, but it is also an act of grace that brings healing and peace to those who choose to forgive. It opens the door to reconciliation, renewal, and an inner transformation that fosters both personal and spiritual growth. Forgiveness, my beloved child, is not merely an action or a one-time event. It is a state of mind, a conscious and deliberate decision to let go of the burdens of resentment, anger, and the desire for revenge. It is an active choice to release the hold that past hurts have on your heart and mind. By choosing forgiveness, you are embracing love over hatred, peace over bitterness, and freedom over the chains that bind you to the wounds of the past. In this choice, you break free from the emotional prisons that hold you captive and open yourself to a future filled with hope, joy, and inner tranquility. I understand that the path to forgiveness can be daunting and challenging. The pain you may have endured, the betrayals, the wrongs done to you, can feel overwhelming, and the idea of offering forgiveness to those who have caused you harm may seem almost impossible. Yet, it is important to remember, dear one, that forgiveness does not mean dismissing or denying the pain and injustice you have experienced. It is not about erasing those memories or pretending that the hurt never occurred. Rather, forgiveness is about choosing not to let that pain dictate the course of your life. It is about reclaiming your power so you no longer allow the wounds of the past to control your present or determine your future. When you forgive, you are choosing not to be defined by the harm done to you. Instead, you are stepping into a space of freedom where love, compassion, and healing can flourish. You are releasing yourself from the weight of anger and bitterness that can suffocate your spirit, and in doing so, you are making space for grace, peace, and divine love to enter your heart. Forgiveness is, at its core, an act of self-love. It allows you to free yourself from the emotional shackles that anger and resentment create around your heart. Understand that forgiving someone does not mean condoning their actions or pretending that the hurt never happened. Rather, it means choosing not to let those experiences define who you are or how you move forward. It is about freeing yourself from the toxicity of bitterness, so you can live a life that is not weighed down by the burdens of the past. As written in Ephesians 4:32, "Be kind and compassionate to one another, forgiving each other, just as in Christ God forgave you." My dear child, just as I forgive you unconditionally, you too are called to forgive those who have wronged you. Holding on to resentment only deepens your suffering and prolongs your pain. By choosing to forgive, you are not only offering a gift to the person who hurt you, but you are also granting yourself the freedom to heal and move forward. Forgiveness can lead to reconciliation and the restoration of broken relationships, but even when it does not, the act of forgiving brings healing and liberation to your soul. Forgiving someone requires courage, humility, and compassion. It calls for you to look beyond the hurtful actions of others and recognize the shared humanity we all possess. To forgive is to acknowledge that we are all flawed, that we all make mistakes, and that we all are in need of grace. My dear child, I remind you that just as you are deeply loved and cherished by me, you are also called to love and forgive one another. Forgiveness is an expression of the divine love that lives within you, and through this love, you will find true peace and happiness. In Matthew 18:21-22, Peter asked, "Lord, how many times shall I forgive my brother or sister who sins against me? up to 7 times?" Jesus answered, "I tell you, not 7 times, but 77 times." My child, this is not merely a call to forgive a certain number of times, but rather a reminder that forgiveness should have no limits. As my love for you is boundless, so too is the forgiveness you are asked to extend to others. Forgiveness is not a single event, but rather a journey, a process that requires time, patience, and repeated effort. Some wounds are deep, and the pain may resurface from time to time. In these moments, you may find it necessary to forgive again and again. Know that I am with you on this journey, offering my grace and love to strengthen you every step of the way. Even when forgiveness feels impossible, my love will guide you and support you, helping you to release the hurt and embrace the healing power of grace. As written in Colossians 3:13, "Bear with each other and forgive one another if any of you has a grievance against someone. Forgive as the Lord forgave you." This sacred commandment flows from my unconditional love for you. Just as I grant forgiveness to you, regardless of your faults and mistakes, I ask that you practice the same towards one another. Forgiveness is not about perfection, but about grace, about allowing love to prevail over anger and compassion to overcome resentment. In the moments when forgiveness feels too difficult to bear, I ask that you turn to me. Lay your burdens at my feet, and I will help you carry them. Trust in my love, and I will guide you toward the peace and healing that forgiveness brings. I remind you that forgiveness is not just for the benefit of others. It is for your own well-being and freedom. The act of forgiving releases you from the emotional chains that keep you bound to the past and opens your heart to the possibilities of a brighter, more loving future. My dear child, forgiveness also extends to yourself. Often, the hardest person to forgive is oneself. You may carry the weight of guilt, shame, or regret for things you have done or failed to do. But I am here to remind you that my love for you is unconditional and my forgiveness is infinite. You are not defined by your past mistakes, nor are you condemned by them. You are worthy of love, grace, and redemption. When you forgive yourself, you are allowing yourself to move forward with a heart unburdened by the weight of the past. You are giving yourself permission to grow, to learn, and to become the person you are meant to be. As you walk this path of forgiveness, know that you are never alone. I am always by your side, enveloping you in my love and sustaining you with my grace. Forgiveness is not just an act of mercy, it is a demonstration of humility, love, and divine grace. By forgiving others and yourself, you reflect my kindness and love to the world. You become a beacon of peace, compassion, and harmony, radiating the light of my love to all those around you. I remind you again of Matthew 18:15-17, which provides guidance on dealing with conflicts and seeking reconciliation. If your brother sins against you, go and confront him alone. If he listens, you have won your brother over. But if he does not listen, take 1 or 2 others along with you, so that every matter may be established by the testimony of 2 or 3 witnesses. If he still refuses to listen, tell it to the church, and if he refuses to listen even to the church, treat him as you would a pagan or a tax collector. This passage emphasizes the importance of seeking reconciliation and peace in your relationships. Even in moments of conflict, you are called to approach others with a heart open to forgiveness and restoration. Forgiveness, my beloved child, is a powerful force that can heal even the deepest wounds. It is a sacred gift that you give not only to others, but also to yourself. By choosing to forgive, you are choosing to live in the fullness of my love and grace. You are choosing to let go of the past and embrace a future filled with peace, harmony, and divine light. May the power of forgiveness guide you in all areas of your life. May you find the strength to forgive those who have hurt you, the courage to ask for forgiveness when you have wronged others, and the grace to forgive yourself. And in doing so, may you walk in the light of my love, knowing that you are deeply cherished and unconditionally loved. With all my love, your loving parent.